crypto versus gold, crypto versus silver. It's all one battle. We're all on the same team. It's the same mindset. People choose Bitcoin because they want something of a limited quantity. People choose gold and silver because it's a store of value in limited quantity. We're fighting the same battle.
Exactly. It was his lifeline. It's all these stories of, we've been covering it for so long and you think, well, it's never going to happen until it does. And then, what's your access
Right.
to capital? So, I've been speaking to a lot of my friends who run bullion dealers telling me that, sales have been soaring for gold and silver. What are you hearing the same from the people you speak with?
Yeah, yeah, there's no doubt. There's big premiums for silver coins on the market. They're just, being snatched up. And then, you watch the inventory data on COMEX and the registered inventory keeps decreasing further and further and further. But, it's not a cataclysmic situation. It's not like we're going to be transacting in gold and silver and Bitcoin and that's it. It's just a matter of, when the people choose outside assets over the US dollar inside asset system, the dollar is going to continue losing value. Inflation is going to keep rising. So that 100,000 you have in the bank is only going to buy, $50,000 worth of stuff in a couple of years from now. So that's where we're really going to see it. So yeah, I think it's extremely wise for, investors to choose, diversify into some outside assets outside the system because of inflation and loss of purchasing power.
To that point, I know you came out with some pretty bullish calls for the metals. I just want to talk about them. One, $3,000 gold. Is that this year?
I work with John Duty, who's editor of the Gold Stock Analyst, and yeah, John is looking for 3,000 gold this year. Silver is interesting. Silver is really volatile. Silver is gold on steroids. Silver trails gold. It basically it lags gold like 85-90% of the time, but when it decides to move, it goes to the moon. So it's extremely volatile on the upside. It happened in 1980. It happened in 2011. I follow a regression model that shows silver is about 30% undervalued versus gold here. It should be traded near about $30 an ounce. But when you get these upside moves in gold, silver explodes to 100%, 200% higher than what the regression would predict, and the silver stocks are even more leveraged because they're leveraged to the underlying price of silver. Their free cash flow explodes. Their stocks, one of the companies that I follow during when silver did well, it went up 600% in a span of 6 months.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about that because for the folks that sign up for your newsletter, you get your five
Yeah.
top silver picks. So you have to sign up to find out what Garrett's picks are. But that said, you do prefer the miners over physical
I
silver. You mentioned one of the reasons, but like why overall? Overall, would you not have a mix of both
yeah.
physical and miners, or you
Yeah,
just want
sure.
to be
You can definitely
miners?
have a mix of both. Silver is outside money, but the miners, it just offers you leverage. Silver is leverage to gold. The miners are leverage to silver. The silver miner equities are basically double leveraged, to the price of silver. And I cover about 35 silver producers, and actually, I was just exchanging a couple tweets with some of the editors, and you got to watch out for a lot of these silver producers because they're not profitable. All they do is they dilute, they keep selling shares year after year. The shareholders are diluted, and the share price goes down. One of the top silver stocks, when people think of silver, you think of Core Mining. Core Mining was trading at over $300 a share back in the late 90s, trades at about $4 per share now. It's down 85-90%. It's because of dilution. It's because of bad deals. But there are good companies and good management in the silver sector. And I've been covering the sector for 10 years. I know the good ones. I know the bad ones. My favorite 5 companies, 2 of them are going to be going into production this year. They're kicking up their mills right now. They're the highest grade deposits in the world. It's amazing. One of the companies only has 6 employees. It's going to trade at a royalty multiple. It's just, the good ones offer a tremendous amount of opportunity.
And given the current silver price, I mean, we should be seeing more good news from the miners emerge, right?
Yeah, the margins are a little bit higher. The silver miners are a little bit healthier. They've got cash in the bank. And then, the whole thing is profits and free cash flow. And if a company's gushing in profits and free cash flow, they do good things with their money generally. They can pay higher dividends. They can buy shares back. They make accretive acquisitions. And the silver miners are entering that sort of stage.
Let me ask you, I don't think I've ever asked you this, Garrett. Do you prefer investing in the individual silver miners over an ETF? And if so, why?
Yeah, there is a silver stock ETF that I basically benchmark against, and that is the SIL. It's like a silver miners ETF. That you look at the constituents of that, it's core mining, it's Korea zinc. They got some other stuff. The silver stock analyst Fave 5 is up over 250% over the past 5 years. That silver ETF hasn't done anything. I've just, this Fave 5 crushes that silver miner ETF.
I guess my final question for you is the last time we spoke, there was so much momentum behind the silver squeeze,
Yeah.
squeezing the silver market. Where are we at with that now? I know you speak to the Wall Street silver guys often.
Yep.
Is that a movement that's died, or you think will be revived? Is it
No,
on
no.
pause? Where are we
Yeah,
at?
yeah, yeah. Yeah, I go to that website often. There's silver stackers. There's people that prefer outside money. And a lot of people, they talk about crypto versus gold, crypto versus silver. It's all one battle. We're all on the same team. It's the same mindset. People choose Bitcoin because they want something of a limited quantity. People choose gold and silver because it's a store of value in limited quantity. We're fighting the same battle. One interesting thing that I wanted to bring up, there's a gold token, PAXG. That PAXG, it's a crypto token, right? It entitles you to an ounce of gold. You can have that token. You can stake it at some of the yield providers and get a 5.5% yield. That PAXG, their assets have gone from 100 mil to like 600, 700, 800 mil over the past 6 months. So you're getting real money in here. And I see gold and crypto and silver working together to create that outside system where they're not as dependent upon the traditional banking system. So, and it keeps growing. And, you look at crypto and you're like, it seems a little wacky. It's, I don't know if I trust it, but you know what? It's not about trust in the crypto. It's about the lack of trust in the US government that they're going to keep on spending trillions and trillions of dollars, and inflation is going to be a tremendous problem, and they're not going to change their ways. So that's the thing that's going to be consistent. And so therefore, crypto is going to keep going, gold's going to keep going, silver is going to keep going, and the dollar is going to keep losing its value.